Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Did You Know? This one is called Your Start for 10 and No Conferring. My name's Chris Lloyd, and the question this week is: Did you know why a Darlington roundabout should feature in University Challenge last week? Now, a team from University in Aberdeen got three questions on the work of Cleveland Bridge, which, said Quizmaster Jeremy Paxman, was founded in Darlington in 1877. And of course, he was right. Cleveland Bridge was founded in Smithfield Road on a strawberry field, which was part of the Polam Hall estate. Now, fortunately, Jeremy Paxman did not mention that Cleveland Bridge went into liquidation in 2021. The first question he did ask, though, was a doddle. The King Edward VII Bridge, he asked the students, was built in 1906 to carry the East Coast Main Line over which river in a north of England city? That's obvious. That's the Tyne. Now, the second question was much harder. The Batman Bridge, built in 1968 over the Tamar River, is in what Australian state? The answer, difficult one, Tasmania. The students got it wrong. Now, the third question concerned the Singmar Bridge, said Mr. Paxman. When it was completed in 1997 by Cleveland Bridge, it was the second longest suspension bridge anywhere in the world. But which Asian city is it in? Now, all Darlingtonians should have been shouting at their television screen at the students at this particular point, because for nearly 20 years they drove round and round and round and round a model of the Singmar Bridge. So the answer that they all knew was Hong Kong. The Singmar cost £550 million in 1997. It joined two of Hong Kong's islands, the Sing and the Mar, and its main span, built largely by Darlington's Cleveland Bridge, is 4,518 feet long, which is 1,377 meters if you deal in such things. It has 6 lanes of motor traffic above 2 railway lines, which means that when it opened, it was the longest span of any railway bridge anywhere in the world, which is a great claim to fame for Darlington's Cleveland Bridge. Now, in the 1990s, Darlington was famed for being into Britain in bloom and having wonderful plants all over the place. And so it was invited to enter the Chelsea Flower Show. And apprentices from Cleveland Bridge knocked up a model of the world-famous Singmar Bridge to go in the centre of the Chelsea Flower Show garden. There it is. And the judges were so impressed by the garden and the bridge that they awarded Darlington Council a Rose Bowl, which I believe is now in the Mayor's Parlour. When the show was over, the garden was dismantled, the bridge was brought home, and the Singmar replica was painted bright blue and placed in the centre of the Ring Road roundabout outside Halfords, the Freeman's Place roundabout, as it is properly known, and it was surrounded by all sorts of wonderful fancy plants from the Chelsea Flower Show. And there this little piece of Hong Kong stood for 18 years, with cars going round and round and round and round, and the drivers probably not even noticing what was at the middle of it all. But then the age of austerity caught up with Darlington Council, and coloured gravel was discovered to be far more cheaper in terms of maintenance than fancy plants from Chelsea, along with a replica bridge from Hong Kong. And so the roundabout was re-landscaped, boring old pebbles were sprinkled upon it, and the bridge was removed. And it went back to Cleveland Bridge's headquarters in Yarm Road, where it proudly stood outside the entrance. Now, as Jeremy Paxman did not say, in 2021, Cleveland Bridge, despite having built some of the most famous bridges in the world, the Sydney Harbour, the Zambezi Hall, it went into liquidation. And so even the iconic model of the famous Singmar Bridge became redundant. But I am delighted to say that it was rescued and it was placed in the car park of the Cleveland Bridge Social Club on Neesham Road. And so the bridge had effectively come home because the social club is on the very edge of the strawberry field on which the first Cleveland Bridge factory was built in 1877. Indeed, if I press the right button, here is the very first Cleveland Bridge factory on Neesham Road being demolished in 1986. So there you have it. In a roundabout sort of a way, there's a little bit of Hong Kong in a Darlington social club car park that is so important to the rest of the world that it made it onto University Challenge. I believe that in 1998, the Cleveland Bridge apprentices actually knocked up a second model of the Singmar Bridge to show Prince Philip when he came to visit them. And after the royal visit, that model was presented to Darlington's twin town of Amiens. So, in the name of research, I'm now off to France to see what they did with it. In the meantime, I'd like to say many thanks indeed for watching this second episode of Did You Know? And now you can say that yes, you do know. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you again next week. Goodbye for now.